I'm sorry. How did you come here?
We want to see Major Joe about something.
Are you professionals?
Professionals nothing. We passed that stage.
Well, what are you?
We're amateurs.
Amateurs?
Yeah, we're the Nicholas brothers.
Oh, well, what do you do for a living?
Oh, we sell lucky numbers.
Yeah.
Sell lucky numbers?
Yes.
You can't sell lucky numbers over the radio. No, what else do you do?
Oh, we sing and we dance.
All right, let me hear you sing.
Lucky number.
Oh, dreaming of lucky numbers.
Hoping that those lucky numbers
Yeah.
will show for me.
Numbers gonna show for you and me.
Superstitious.
What even makes me suspicious?
Table with 13 dishes
Dishes
will make me.
make you flee. Heaven's feet.
Hey, that's my meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, open it.
Put my trust in Goofer Dust.
'Cause you know someday it may bring you a seven.
Or maybe a lucky 11.
One dance you'll be in heaven.
Lucky number for me.
Yeah.
They call me Cuban Pete. I'm the king of the rumba beat. When I play the maracas, I go chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom. Yes, sir, I'm Cuban Pete. I'm the craze of my native street. When I start to dance, everything goes chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom. The senoritas, they sing and how they swing with this rumbero. It's very nice, so full of spice. And when they're dancing, they bring a happy ring, a very carol, singing a song all the day long. So if you like the beat, take a lesson from Cuban Pete, and I'll teach you to chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom. See, señorita, I know that you will like the chicky, boom, chick, 'cause it's the dance of Latin romance. And Cuban Pete doesn't teach you in a hurry like Castle Mary. I come from Havana, and there's always mañana. So, señorita, oh no.
They call me Sally Sweet. I'm the queen of Delancey Street. When I start to dance, everything goes chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom.
Ay, 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 ay.
Excuse me, Mr. Pete.
Yes, ma'am.
Have the Cubans a different beat? If they have, will you teach me to chick, chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom?
See, señorita, I know that you will like the chicky boom chick.
Yeah, man.
It's very nice, so full of spice. I place my hand on your hips, and if you will just give me your hand, then we shall try, just you and I. Hey!
Here it is, homie.
Yo, you gotta rap, man.
I'm hyping everybody up. Oh my god. You made me so nervous with the countdown. Give me a beat. Don't count down.
A beat, a box, a beat box. Look at your socks. What's up, Doc? It's a Geico.
I married a 6'1" bottle of Valium. I don't care what you do. You can't rattle him. You can't make him raise his voice. You can't upset him. He's just cool. I mean, I can do the most bizarre stuff and he'll just kind of look at me. But he won't do nothing, and he's just so you can count on him. He could hold me by the ankle over a cliff, and I wouldn't worry, because he's that brother. One time I was going through a thing, and I called him up in the middle of the day, and working, and I said, babe, things ain't right here. And he came home and stood there and said he didn't know what to say. And I'm talking, and I'm telling, and I'm crying, and this and that, and he stayed until I said, okay, I'm fine. He said, if you need me again, I'll come back. That brother. I married a 6'1" bottle of Valium.
Two hearts together, we're a harmony so right. Two sparks united, we're a fire burning bright.
For the truth, always brand new. Right from the jump, we had a hunch that we had everything.
Perfect combination. Love plus you with me. A perfect combination. We couldn't ask for any better. Perfect combination. We fit to a team. Perfect combination. With all it takes to last forever. Together.
Hi everyone, it's been a time. So before we start today, I want to say that I'm gonna mention children in this video or semi-annual therapy session. The video is not but it's not stopping them there either. But the name of the game here is control. It's always been control. They want parents to control their children in a very typical way. And if they don't, the state is going to do that for them instead. And the goal of this control is to create a society where basically everyone is the same. Or at least is predictably the same. A society where men are men and girls are girls, and any deviation of that does not exist. We'll get to why this is the world that they want in a tiny bit. But I quickly want to talk about how they're trying to get there. And that is by a complete miscarriage of the usage of the word truth. A lot of anti-trans commentators will talk a lot about truth and objective reality and scientific things. And they will argue that truth is basically the closest thing we have to some sort of moral indicator. We have to live according to real truth. Because if we don't live in truth, we live in lies, which is bad.
I'm not going to go along with the general societal willingness to rewrite basic facets of human nature and human biology, and frankly, mammalian biology, in order to suggest that a delusion is true. Although that is obviously scientifically true. Trans women are not biological women, biological women are biological women.
It's a very simple version of philosophical morality.
But where are you going with this?
They will argue that we need truth in order to live a true and correct and happy life, an orderly life, in a society that makes sense. Because how can you structure society if you believe things that aren't even true? And I kinda get where they're coming from on this issue. I have had my edgy atheist phase. I get exactly what it's like for people to do something that you think is completely illogical and make. Cup was bursting out of my pores. I was turning into a giant insect, falling down an infinitely repeating staircase. Things of this nature. I couldn't understand it. We have the right to be seen within 18 weeks. I'd waited at this point over a year. Just what the heck is going wrong with the NHS? Now, I bet that some of you are sitting there thinking, that sucks, but what do you expect? The NHS is in crisis. And you are absolutely right. To show you just how right you are, I'd like to take a moment now to calmly, impartially, explore exactly why the NHS is in crisis. It is true that the situation is pretty dire for everyone right now. There are over 7 million people in England on some kind of waiting list for NHS care. The majority of maternity units in England no longer meet safety standards. There are parts of England where you'll wait for several hours just to get an ambulance, and public satisfaction with the NHS is at a 25-year low. There are regional inequalities too. The healthcare that you get in Newcastle, where I'm from, might be of a very different standard to the healthcare you get in Sunderland, just one city over. And that sucks because, as much as it pains me to say it, the people of Sunderland do deserve to live. Obviously on the condition that they renounce their football team. Things are certainly a mess, but on the other hand, being impartial, I'm sure the health secretary has a plan to fix it. Whoever that is this week. Depending on who you ask, there are different explanations for all this mess. According to the government, things were pretty okay, but then COVID came along, and it's...
How do you think that he seemed only appropriate? This is, in fact, the reason for that. Although we enjoy perceiving ourselves as less barbarous than previous generations, we also frequently exclude imprisoned populations from that view of society. We're the land of the free, so long as you don't count the millions that are constitutionally enslaved. And in keeping with this line of thinking, many have questioned if we need a humane method of execution at all. There is certainly malice toward prisoners here. A substantial number of people want any punishment to be actively torturous. But another significant part of the population simply doesn't want to think about it at all, and this is where lethal injection shines. The scientific near-medical lethal injection sounds good, and sounding good is the only bar it needs to clear. This opinion has been more or less stated explicitly in the Supreme Court. Justice Scalia said that in comparison to the deaths of murder victims, lethal injection looks pretty desirable, and continued to write how enviable a quiet death by lethal injection would be. It's a bit of judicial lethargy disguised as moral relativity. Scalia was probably aware that many lethal injections were not enviable deaths. I just don't think he gave a shit. Recognizing the prison system contained injustices would mean that someone would have to do work correcting them. Ironically, the stated goal of a quick and painless execution is perhaps best delivered by methods that feel most brutal. It is an admittedly shocking fact to learn that 4 states technically allow firing squads as a method of execution.
Low, I can't risk it.
Sandwich score? That sounds fake.
Nope, totes real. It determines your sandwich worthiness, and according to your report, your score is oof, yeah. See, you got a rhino in a diaper.
Really looks like you just drew that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could have given you at least a little bite if you were at least at, like, a squirrel holding a knife or higher, but unfortunately, you're just too much of a pachyderm poop risk.
I am not a poop risk!
Yeah, that's what they all say. Look, all you need to know is your sandwich is denied. This report checked your Fartcore sandwich score on Hoagie Loner, Stockwitch, Grinder with an E, and Investo Panini, and they all came out rhino in a diaper. Well, not Hoagie Loner. They give you a horse with a CPAP machine.
Is that bad?
Delicious. Really. I wish you could try it, but no.
Credit scores shouldn't be a thing. Oh, maybe if I swallow enough spit, it'll make me feel full. Anyway, here's some news. I guess we're talking about credit scores. It sounds thrilling and/or sexy. Now, if you're watching this, you might have an idea of what a credit score and credit history report are and how they work. But in reality, 40% of you probably don't. Don't be ashamed, I'm literally right there with you. But of course, you've at least heard of them because you probably have a credit card. Hell, you might even have a credit card that you didn't ask for. Your bank may have given you one when you opened up an account during high school or college. Or perhaps you heard about credit scores and reports when you got student loans or a mortgage, or that time you got a business loan to sell erotic candles. Something it turns out you don't need an entire mall store space to do. Still in the hole from that one. In the Hole was coincidentally also the name of our most popular candle scent. Or maybe you found out about your credit score for the first